Future-Proof is sponsored by Equipping Young Adults for Life, inspiring student resilience, championing hope. Hello and welcome back from the break. Thank you so much for joining me, Sarah Hopwood, as I continue this series of Future-Proof looking at education. And I hope you enjoyed that first half talking about hidden talents. And in the second half, I'm going to be showing a little bit of the footage where I was talking about entrepreneurial thinking. I have cut some of it out because it's just not relevant now. And so I want to kind of fill that section now just in a minute or two, saying, you know, today both my children run their own businesses. They've both obviously got caught up in the coronavirus pandemic, and one of them is in hospitality, so they obviously have had to be furloughed, and the other one had to think very, very smartly. So it's either to persist or to pivot, and our daughter pivoted. So she's tied up with education. She runs her own tutoring business, and with all the exams being wiped out for this year, she gave an awful lot of refunds, which amounted into, you know, thousands of pounds refunds, as people dropped the tutoring because all the exams had obviously been taken away. And she had a choice because her terms and conditions didn't mean that she had to pay back the refunds, but she did it because of her core values. It did put her under pressure, but I'm pleased to say that she also pivoted. So she then went to the younger section, and she got an awful lot of parents contacting her there to tutor the younger children. And now, as people are looking towards the summer holiday, those who originally cancelled are now coming back and saying, we need to make sure some tutoring happens, and we want to make sure that our children are ready for the exams when they come round next year. And our son in hospitality furloughed, but he hasn't just sat there, he's been thinking outside the box. He's actually been going on and learning things that are very, very different, how to be an astronaut, or what happens to be an astronaut, to the point that you're actually kind of living that experience, and really trying to get the creative juices going so that he can then plan forward what is going to happen moving forward. And both of them run their own business. They both had to think very, very smartly and differently. Are they perfect? Absolutely not. But have they both demonstrated some form of entrepreneurial thinking? Yes, I think they have. The key thing is always focus only on the things that you can change or influence. If you can't change it and you can't influence it, then it is complete and total utter waste of energy if you focus on the unchangeable. So be inspired, enjoy, and I hope that you'll join me next week when I will be doing some fresh filming. Entrepreneurial thinking and entrepreneurial skills. First of all, I want to share the definition of what an entrepreneur is. Entrepreneurship is a combination of innovation and financial occurrence which leads to a value creation. I'll say that again. Entrepreneurship is a combination of innovation and financial occurrence which leads to a value creation. I heard a gentleman called Ken Brotherston present the other week on entrepreneurship, and he said entrepreneurs are either passionate or pissed off. And I really like that, because I think you'll agree with me, what that sums up is the energy that an entrepreneur has. You know, they almost have a new definition on the word resilience. They're very, very hard-working. They're very, very focused. Whilst they might be part of a team, they are, in some ways, they can be quite insular within that team. They can sometimes be complicated, but they certainly don't work 9 to 5. They are so passionate about what they do.
they absorb it, they sleep it, eat it, drink it, walk it, and just drive through with their ideas, and they don't take no easily. So I want to ask you 2 questions. And the first question is about a choice, and I'll explain more about it in a minute, but I'd like to say, please, when you answer, can you just keep the answer in your head? Don't share it with anybody else. There's a very good reason for saying this. Years ago, an experiment was done with 4-year-olds, and they were followed for the next 18 years of their life, and they used marshmallows. Well, you will appreciate that I thought if I stood here with marshmallows, it might not have the same impact. So I'm here with chocolate. And the question was asked, do you want 1 marshmallow now, or will you wait half an hour and I will give you 2 marshmallows? Some of the children waited, some of them didn't. So I'm going to ask you the question about chocolate and change it slightly. Do you want 1 bar of chocolate now, or will you wait till tomorrow when I will come and bring you 2 bars of chocolate? Now I want you just in your heads to think which answer you would give. It was overwhelming, the evidence, after these children were followed after 18 years, that the children that waited had happier lives, they were more successful, and they were even more popular within their peer group. To wait, they had to cover their eyes, they were blocking their ears. But what they were demonstrating was the ability to say no to themselves. If your choice was to actually have the chocolate now, there are many reasons for that. One of the reasons possibly could be that you have experienced broken promises. You have no sense of assurance that I will definitely be back tomorrow. If you waited, then maybe you like chocolate. But maybe also you looked and thought, actually, if I wait, I can share some of this around. What I want to encourage you, the answer's no probably to that. So what it reflected to me was an investment mind. And I'd like to encourage with all of you to exercise an investment mind. And before I finish with thoughts, I think we all know the thing, is this half full or is this half empty? What do you see? I think we all know the right answer is that it's half full. But what I want to do is to encourage you all to see all of it, to see what is there, to see all the goodness that you have in your life, all your talents, your hidden talents, to see the confidence that you have. Revamp some stuff, maybe re-energize stuff, but value what you have. But also, I'd like you to see what's not in the upper part of the glass. That ties up with things that have gone, things that you've let go, maybe people you might need to move away from. But also, what is in there is what's yet to come. It's your entrepreneurial spirit of looking out round the corner, to try and be creative, to be innovative, to be energized, to aim high, to dare to dream. But the key thing you need to know is you have to go and get it. It won't come to you. Go and get it. So to finish, just a few thoughts. People are not mind readers. Do ask for what you want, tell people how you feel, and ask for help. Never ever underestimate the power of words. Sticks and stones will break my bones. Words will never hurt me. What a load of rubbish. Yes, complete rubbish. Words are incredibly powerful. Be slow to take offence. We do not know what's happening in people's lives. The day my brother died, I went to pick my children up from school and my foot slipped on the clutch of the car and it jerked and a parent was walking by the car. And I sat there and I said, I'm sorry. and verbally she had a go at me outside the car. So I then wound the window down. I could have said one or two things. I could have said my brother's died, or I could have said sorry. And I just sat and I said, I'm really sorry. And she wouldn't let up. You don't know what's going on in people's lives. Your motives in life are key to the results that you get and your core values. And lastly, silence can often be misinterpreted, but it can never, ever be misquoted. Thank you very much.
Future Proof is sponsored by Equipping Young Adults for Life, inspiring student resilience, championing hope.